Hey, what's up, guys? It's Brad here from Cloud Vision's Vape Reviews. Today, I have a special little treat for you guys. We're going to be reviewing the Eleaf Istick. Eleaf. Now, I got this directly from the manufacturer on a pre-order, so I could review it. It is available in stores now. It's just released. I got mine in blue. Yeah, so let's dive into it, see what it's all about. Alright guys, so in my hands I have the Eleaf Istick. Now this thing is 20 watts. It's a variable voltage, variable wattage device. It's got a OLED screen. It's pretty small, pretty small unit. I mean, I have pretty small hands, and I mean I can pretty much make a fist around it. So, but yeah, this thing performs really well for its size. It's variable wattage up to 20 watts, variable voltage up to, I believe, 6 volts. Sorry, 5.5 volts or 20 watts. And it has a 510 pin at the top. Looks like it's copper, either plated or solid copper. Doesn't look like it's adjustable. I think it might be spring loaded. So yeah, the 510 pin doesn't have a screw. It's not a screw type, so it's not adjustable. I just checked it. It does not feel like it has a spring in it. So that might be a con for some of you guys. Some of the RDAs that are not adjustable at the 510 pin might not make 100% contact on this, or you'll get ohm droppage, or your ohms jumping up and down. So that might be a little bit of a con. Other than that, solid construction. Now, I can tell you I dropped this once from about 4 feet, and no scratches, no dents, screen still works, no cracks, everything. So, I mean, it's pretty solid construction. It's pretty light, but it doesn't feel cheap. It feels really solid. Feels like a brick. That's the best way to describe it. It's not, doesn't feel cheap, like it's gonna break very easily. Now, I'm told by the manufacturer that this has a lithium polymer battery. It's a 2200 milliamp hour battery. Now my buddy has been using this. He's been using this for about a day and a half now, and I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty much about half battery. So, I mean, the battery life on this thing is really awesome. He's been vaping it around anywhere from 14 to 20 watts, switching back and forth between his Nautilus Aspire Mini and his little RDA that he bought. It's a Tobe V2.5. You can see it right there. He bought a chuff tip for it. I'm going to show you the build on this, and then I'll show you how it looks on this device, and we'll show you some clouds that it chucks at 20 watts on this Tobe V2.5 RDA. Now, to change from variable voltage to variable wattage on this device, you simply click the fire button 3 times. So right now it's on volts. You can see 4.8 volts, 4.7, 4.6. You click the power button 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And there you go. Change to wattage. So you can, if you hold the up button down, it just automatically scrolls till it maxes out for whatever your build is. Now this thing will limit, so if you put a 1.8 ohm coil on it, maxes out around 14.8, won't let it go any higher. So I mean, that could be a little bit of a con to some of you guys, but it's a regulated mod. So now this also has this little mini USB port on the bottom. That is for pass-through charging. The battery in this is removable. I don't know if you can see, there's 2 little screws there, so you can change the battery when this battery starts not charging properly or not lasting you as long. You can change it. I don't know if they're gonna offer battery replacements for it. Now this also comes with a Ego threading adapter. I cannot find mine. Don't know where I put it. My buddy probably has it because he's been using it. He probably put it aside because he doesn't use the Ego style cartomizers or clearmizers. But it does come with this little metal adapter that sits right in your 510, and it sits probably to about there. And then you screw your Ego style tank on it. For you guys that just want a little puffs for all day vape. So it does come with that. It's a cool feature. Now this OLED display, it's I'm pretty impressed. I like the display. It's nice and clear. Big. You can see it very easily. It shows you your battery life right here. Shows you your resistance right next to it on the top. It shows you your ohm resistance. It will show you if you put a coil on it that's sub 1 ohm. The limitation on this device is 1 ohm. So your coils cannot not be 0.9, 0.8, 1 ohm. That's the lowest this thing will fire to. It will read if you put a coil on it that's a 0.8, 0.9, 0.7. We were trying to build a coil for it last night for my buddy's RDA, and it would read 0.8, 0.7, 0.6. I even saw it read as low as 0.5. But it's really quick, and it says check atomizer, but it does show it. So I mean, you maybe could use it as a ohm reader if you're wanting to build coils, but I would just suggest getting an actual ohm reader, or if you already have a Vamo V5, great little unit. I'll have a review coming for it. It has a built-in ohm reader as well, and it will check anything down to a 0.1. It does. All right, guys. So I'm just gonna show you guys this little build that we did last night for the Eleaf Istick. We built it on this TOV V2.5 RDA. It's a single coil build. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. Now we use 24 gauge Kanthal. Obviously it's pretty thick to get a 1 ohm build, but I did 14 wraps on this, and it came out to 1.1 ohm. So you can use that as a reference for you guys that want to build an RDA for this. If you use 28 gauge, you could probably get away with 9-10 wraps. But yeah, so that's the coil there. My buddy re-wicked it, so yeah, there you go. And this TOV V2.5 Addy RDA is really good. We just got it yesterday, and it's got a pretty deep juice well. It's really easy to build on, so it'd be perfect for pairing with this because you're gonna have to wrap quite a few coils unless you use a low gauge Kanthal. So this goes back to my the beginning of the video when I said that the 510 pin is non-adjustable. I don't know if you can see that, but it's reading, it's hard to see. It's reading 1.2 ohms. Now when I put this into my ohm reader, it's reading 1.1. So, I mean, there's a little bit of play there. And that could be because of the 510 pin not being adjustable. So this goes back to my the beginning of the video when I said that the 510 pin is non-adjustable. I don't know if you can see that, but it's reading, it's hard to see. It's reading 1.2 ohms. Now when I put this into my ohm reader, it's reading 1.1. So, I mean, there's a little bit of play there. And that could be because of the 510 pin not being adjustable. Alright, so let's get some juice on this and see how it cooks. For the test, I think I will use, so I'm going to be dripping some Cosmic Fog milk and honey. Now this is a 3 milligram nicotine content. This is probably one of the best juices I've tried to date. It is delicious. It literally tastes like milk and honey. It tastes like you put honey in your milk, in your cereal, and you're just drinking the milk after you've eaten your cereal. It's delicious. You can get this at Dragon Vape Vaughn. I'm not sure about the Mississauga location, as I haven't been there. But it does come in 15 milliliters. That's all they have right now. I'll try to find out if they're getting 30 mils, but this 15 mil was, I think they're around $17 retail after taxes. But yeah, great juice. Great juice. Liquid E-Juice is the distributor for these guys. Check out Liquid E-Juice online. They have their own awesome brand of juice. This right here, 30 mil Liquid E-Juice. You can see that Jamaican Punch. That's what I use all day. This is 6 milligram. This is what I use in my Vamo, my Nautilus tank. It tastes really great, and it's a good all day vape. All right, so let's get some juice on this bad boy. Test her out. So I'm going to be firing this at 20 watts. It's pretty much the max. I'm reading 1.2 ohms on the coil at 4.8 volts. See, it fires pretty good. Once again on this V2.5 Tobe Addy. See how she vapes. Now that's great flavor. As you can see, it chucks pretty good clouds for what it is. For a 20 watt mod that, you know, is a size of, it's smaller than an iPhone. I mean, it's really, really tiny, you can see. For something this size, 20 watts, that you can get for under 60 bucks MSRP, I highly recommend it for you guys that want something stealthy that you can carry around in your pocket all day. It works great with other tanks too. My buddy was using a Nautilus Aspire Mini on it for all day vaping. Works great. Run it at 11.5, 12 watts. Like I said, the battery life on that will last you, I would say, probably 2 full days, depending on how often you vape. But I mean, even if you want to chuck some decent clouds, this is a great little unit to buy. Just get a good RDA and you're good to go. Alright guys, so pros and cons of the Eleaf Istick. Start with the pros. The pros, it's a really small unit, so a lot of you guys that like stealthy, you know, slide it in your pocket. This will fit nicely in a shirt pocket for like golf shirt, business shirt, if you guys want to keep it there. Fits nicely in your pocket. Another pro is the screen. I really like this screen. It looks really good. Sorry, I got it upside down there. It's a really nice, easy, clear screen to read. Buttons, they don't feel cheap. Nice solid clicks. Another pro is the pass-through charging. And the fact that this is a box mod that you can actually change the batteries on eventually with these 2 screws. You can pop that out, change the batteries, pop in a new battery, you're good to go. Another pro for me is the construction of this. It definitely is a solid unit. Like I said, I've dropped it from probably 3-4 feet. No dents, no chips, nothing in the finish, no cracks. The screen didn't crack, nothing. So it's very well built. Feels solid in your hands, but it's not bulky. It's not, you know, overpowering. It's just an all-around good unit. Now, the only 1 or 2 cons that I can think of is the 510 pin is not adjustable on this, so some of your RDAs might not work on it if it doesn't make a connection, and you might get some ohm jumping if your RDA or Addy is not making good contact. So far, all the Addies I've tried on it have made good contact. This one, I mean, it might not be making 100% because it's reading 1.2. Like I said, my own reader is reading 1.1. But sometimes, you know, coils jump when you fire them. But I mean, this is well used, so it shouldn't be jumping. So that might be one issue. The only other con that I can really nitpicky with this device, because it's just all around really great, is the glass on the front here. If you run your finger over it, you can feel it actually is raised up from the steel casing. I don't know if you can see that. It's just raised just a little bit. So if you drop this and it landed perfectly on the glass or on a rock on the glass, that glass probably is going to break. I dropped it onto a flat floor. It didn't break, nothing, didn't dent, nothing like that. But if you're out and about and you drop it to the sidewalk and it hits a rock and it lands perfectly on that glass, it might shatter that screen just because it's raised up just ever so slightly. So I mean, that's the only other con, and that's really nitpicking. All around, this thing, it works great. Chuck some decent clouds if you put a good build on it with an RDA. It's a great all-day vape if you put an Aspire Nautilus tank or whatever kind of tank you're running. Battery life is great on it. Like I said, day and a half, barely used half a battery, and running at about anywhere from 11 to 17 watts. So I would highly recommend picking one of these up. I gotta plug my buddy's store, Dragon Vape Vaughn. He's gonna have them in roughly a week to 2 weeks. He's got a bunch of them on order. We don't know what the MSRP is gonna be yet, but definitely head in there and pick one of these bad boys up. He also has these RDAs in stock. Now these are the clones of the actual TOV 2.5 Addy, but you can get this clone for, I think it was around 30 to 35 bucks. It's an awesome clone, works great, fires great, everything about it is great. It did not come with this chuff tip, but you can pick up these chuff tips there too for, I think it was around 10 bucks. But yeah, the tip that comes with is also great. But yeah, go check them out. Dragon Vape Vaughn, 53 Woodstream Boulevard,